7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show.
And hi guys, welcome to the stream. Yes, today we do bring your tactics, and we've got quite a few tactics to look at. Not that many. We might even open this up to the community. Yes, been a crazy day, so if my mind is a bit off, meaning if I get distracted, I've been at the hospital the whole day. I mean, like, so I didn't bring both the boys to school today because we had appointments for the boys. One of my boys has got a lazy eye, so we have to take him to the doctors just for regular checkups. And the other boy, the limp has been annoying. So I mean, he's not limping anymore, but we want to check whether it's a development issue, right? Because there's potential that it could be a development issue. Just want to get it checked by a specialist pediatrician. So for that, my wife took over because I was exhausted by then. I hardly slept last night, about 3 hours. I woke up early this morning at 7 o'clock and then had 3 hours to sleep. Brought the first kid to a hospital, which has got absolutely the longest waiting times in the history of waiting times. So, yeah, they sent it from 1, 2, 3. I mean, like, but yeah, the youngest one seems fine. I mean, I could have told my wife that, but you know, sometimes you gotta go for these kind of things just to reassure your partner. Yeah, so it's not good to be the kind of person that seems a bit you know, it's not an issue. Then the what ifs come in, and then you have other stuff. So it's better to be reassuring once in a while. Just do it so that she doesn't feel like you don't care, right? So that's what I've done. And I'm wearing the South Korean jersey because, guys, we've got a record 6 teams from Asia in the World Cup. I'm so happy for Asia because we got Qatar, they're the hosts, right? But even if you compare the last time, was it 2002 or the other World Cup, Japan and South Korea, where they were hosting it, even then we didn't have so many. Now we have Qatar, Japan, South Korea, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and of course, Red Men helped Australia through to the World Cup proper by, I think he got mentored by Bruce Grobbelaar because he was dancing and jiggling and doing everything on the line just to distract the penalty takers, and apparently it might have worked because they brought him on specifically to take on the penalty takers. Even the coach admitted if there's a 1% chance that you'll get distracted by him, you're taking it. So they put him in, it worked. I don't know. Some people might say gutted for Peru, but hey, man, Asian team, not gutted. I want to see the Aussie go through. Yeah, Socceroos are through. So this should be a very exciting World Cup for Asian fans of football. And it's been I'm very proud of Asia because we've been gradually improving, right? Even Malaysia right now, I mean, all things considered, right? I mean, I was criticizing Malaysia for a long time, but now the last couple of years, I don't know what's happened. They made it to the Asia Cup proper because we've got a qualifying period for the Asia Cup as well. So they made it to the Asia Cup, which is like, I don't remember the last time they made it to the Asia Cup. I think the days of Mokhtar Dahari, which is like 70s, man. So this is huge. Even Singapore, I think, has never played in the Asia Cup. Malaysia did. Malaysia has. Hey, man, Chico. Hey, Chico, long time. Master Kano, thanks for coming from Twitch over to YouTube. Iwoff, how are you, man? It's okay, Ataturk. I love the name Ataturk. Yeah, Ataturk Airport, right, in Istanbul. Have a good stream. Hi, Hanio, how are you, man? Long time no see. Risky Pradana. Hey, I hope you're well. I'm fine, thanks. Better to be safe. Exactly right. Well, it's better to be safe than sorry. When it comes to kids, right, you can't take chances, man. Even if you have half an inkling that you need to go and see a specialist, you bring them, right? So, I do it more. I mean, I have good connections in the medical fraternity, right? So I can pick up the phone and call some doctors and we can expedite the matter. But I feel very bad doing that, so we do it the regular way. But sometimes my wife goes in and I had to explained to my wife, I'm not doing it anymore, right? Because back when I was like, I had to do, because I was, I don't know if you guys still remember, but I was paralyzed, right? If you remember, I wouldn't say I was completely paralyzed, I was semi-paralyzed for a better part of 2 years of my life. And then when I came to Malaysia, I had to also, but then it almost came back because I had an incident because some jackasses decided, because I used to be quite good at golf. So they insisted I play golf, and I told them, no, politicians and shit. So I said, no, I don't want to play golf. And they made me feel like I allowed myself to feel bad. So I went to play golf. And then I took a long drive. I did a long drive into a short par 4 and landed my first tee shot about 5 yards from the green for a birdie, and then it kept 5 yards from the edge of the green, right? So I just chipped it in for a birdie. Chipped it in close to the flag for a birdie. So they insisted I keep on playing, and I was like, no, I can't do this very regularly. Then my back pain started because when you play golf, you've got to twist to get a nice hit. So you do a nice strong twist so that your body springs, and then you're very relaxed when you come down, so you can get a lot of momentum in your shot. Then my back injury started, so I went to see a specialist here, and I got to know the specialist quite well. And that's when I went like, I don't want to wait, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, because I was very serious about. I was worried that I had pictures of something else, right? So I was like, no, I don't want to go through that again. So yeah, the good thing is they worked together, and they got me back on some kind of hydrotherapy very quickly so that I could recover. Yeah. So when I look at my sons and I go like, man, I'm not taking chances. So with my wife, I had to let her know that we don't want to take advantage of people. So let's make sure that they learn that lesson as well. And we brought them to the doctors, and doctors are okay. I mean, both the doctors seem okay. I'm waiting to find out about the older one, but I don't think it'll be serious because, yeah, we'll see. I'm a bit worried. I'm hoping Asians. I mean, I'm looking at Australia, but Australia has always disappointed me in the World Cup. I don't know. I mean, they haven't always disappointed me. I mean, Australia are not bad. I mean, look at Australia have their potential of playing really well. Okay, so but this time around, I don't think this Aussie squad is going to be very competitive, right? So I don't think so. Even the Americans, they don't have an out-and-out finisher. I mean, they've got Christian Pulisic scoring most of their goals, but he's the top goal scorer, I think, for the current US team. But they haven't had somebody who is they've been rotating their strikers just to find that missing link. Speaking of which, England have absolutely no idea what they're doing, so they probably go into the World Cup having no idea what they're doing, and they'll still do well enough to go through the next round. And don't ask me about England. I wish England had just stuck to the formula they used at the last round of competitions instead of going, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? It's just ridiculous watching England play right now. I mean, if I was an English fan, I'd be throwing things into my monitor. You've been loving the podcast lately. Yeah, I'm glad, man. There've been some very good podcasts right now. United City. I mean, I like there's some podcasts. I like that Football Manager Therapy podcast. I like Diz's podcast. I took part in that. I found it to be quite an experience, right? For me, it was cathartic, getting something off my chest, because when you keep it inside for too long, then you don't talk about it, and people in the community don't really know about it, then you're keeping it to yourself, right? Yeah, you can talk to your wife, you can talk to your friends, but people in the community might not know. I mean, I've spoken to several people, but they're not content creators. They're in the community, but not as content creators or as something else. And they are there. They are my they look out for me, right? But things have gotten better, I have to admit. Yeah. I mean, ignoring is one thing, right? But you can ignore negativity only so long, and then it starts to affect you. When it starts to affect you, that's when you start having to realign your mind one more time. And this is it. The problem is, it gets tiring. It does get tiring because you gotta say, no, I'm not gonna be that kind of person, right? I'm not gonna be the kind of person that gets affected. But you are. I mean, no matter how many times you tell yourself, you're gonna get affected. Yeah. So, but to be honest with you, the last couple of years hasn't been that bad. It's been quite good. Yeah, it's been quite good. I mean, compared to when I first started. When I first started, it was terrible. It was insanely bad. I remember when I first started Patreon as well. Oh my god, no. The only people that kept me going were the initial 160 patrons that support the channel. Those are the guys that have kept me going, and those are the guys that do content. I mean, it's those guys that keep my content going. Those guys that I do content for. So whenever they ask for something, I will go running for them because I appreciate that group so much because they are the ones that have been my rock. Yeah. So I really appreciate the fact that they have kept me going. I mean, someone once told me when I asked them about advice on whether I should do content, they said you should because there is going to be a bunch of people out there that are going to support you tremendously. It made me believe in that. So sometimes when you hit that wall and you come to a point where you question everything about yourself and you question why your motivations and whether you have enough to sustain yourself, you got to ask yourself one fundamental question. Is there somebody out there who believes in you? Right? All you need is one person. Then one person, it grows to 2, then 3, then 4. Before long, you're okay. But you have to believe enough to want to look. Because the problem when you get into that hole is that you look at the bottom of the hole, you don't look at the top of the hole. See, a lot of people, when I get into this kind of holes, right, I keep telling myself, don't look down, look up. So if you look up, you see light. If you look down, you see darkness. The question is, which one are you going to take a look at? It's your mental perspective. That's the challenging part when you get depressed. Depression is a very serious thing in the community. I see a lot of people occasionally sliding into depression. And I want to reach out and talk to them, but I don't know them. That's the other problem. I want to tell them, but words are cheap. Words are cheap. They're cheap. I mean, coming from a total stranger, the person who's depressed is probably going to go, okay. I would. If somebody would come up to you, I'm always there for you. I'm like, this shit, yeah, I know. But when you're really depressed, those words mean jack shit, man. It depresses you even more. So as a person who's depressed has to be able to step up. If it's a game, you stop playing the game entirely. You just walk away from the game. Yeah, I will recommend that in a heartbeat. But you can't look for escape. That's the worst thing about depression. See, if you try to escape from depression, you get back in again. Because you only escaped from depression. You didn't get out of it. You didn't like work your way out of it. You need to work your way out of it. That's the thing. That's the challenging thing about depression. Well, how did I end up on talking about depression suddenly, man? Let's get out of depression, okay? Let's see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's go there now. Okay, let's talk about the World Cup and the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, who do we have at the World Cup? Okay, so who are your picks for the World Cup? Honestly, who are your picks? I mean, okay, France is the team with the best depth at the World Cup, right? By a country mile, right? The country that goes into the World Cup with the best depth, and we're talking about midfield, we're talking about strikers, we're talking about fullbacks, is France. They have the best depth. Right? They got creators, they've got hard workers in midfield, they've got fantastic fullbacks, they've got strikers. Yeah, you look at Benzema, look at Kylian Mbappe, right? You got Antoine Griezmann who can still, call a few shots, right? They have the players that they even have to, if they need to recall Oliver Giroud, they can, They have a team. That's the French, right? The Germans, instead of building, rebuilding, potentially, I don't see Germany being a winner in the World Cup. For me, my pick at the World Cup is still France. I think France has just got too much depth in them, right? To be ignored. Uruguay, I think they are 1 year, the next World Cup, not this World Cup, the next World Cup, watch out for Uruguay. I think they're going to be a force. They're going to be a very strong force because they are young players. This generation of young players, they've got a lot of good 22 years old, 21 years old right now in the Uruguayan team setup. They're not ready for this World Cup, but they will be ready for 2026, right? So they are going to be a team to watch out for. But when you look at Latin American countries, Argentina, you can forget it. You can put them one corner, just forget all about Argentina. Yeah. I mean, they did well in a recent competition, but who else was taking part? Okay. I don't rate Argentina highly, even though I like to watch Argentina play. Brazil has its moments. Depends on who's the manager and the national outlook of the club, the country, man. But I don't think Argentina have it. So I've got this thing. When I look at all the teams, right? Okay, I'm looking at all the teams. I'm going, which one do I think has got the best potential? The one I'm looking at potential here. Okay, the one, because the nation that does well in the World Cup has always got the best depth. They call up a striker who's not played for a long time. He goes in and bangs in the goals. That's been the story of the World Cup the last couple of years, right? It's not been who's the luckiest and who's the shit, who's the shit. I mean, yeah, luck plays a big part, but depth plays a massive part. Okay? Because you need to be able to call on a bench to turn a game. And the only nation I've seen do that consistently is France. Germany could at one point, but they're not the same team anymore. Germany are strong because they've always had a system. They've always played to a system. France have always played to a system as well. Okay, they've got depth enough to do a system. So if we were looking at all the nations I want to pick for the World Cup, it'll be France. France this year is still too strong. Portugal may have a chance as well, because Portugal are also very strong because they've kind of replaced the older players, right? They've got their talisman going. I don't know if Ronaldo is playing the World Cup, but they've got a talisman going for the World Cup. So there's possibility they've got that is going for them as well. So like, you know, you're looking at France, Portugal. These are countries I think that we have to watch out for the World Cup. But the others, nah. England, man, no way. I mean, okay, this is the okay. Okay, there are two ways of looking at England, right? One, England have completely done everything they could to make everybody believe they are going to be a failure at the World Cup. Great, all the expectations have just been washed away. Hey, who knows? That could be what Gareth Southgate was trying to do. I mean, right now we're trying to rationalize his tactical selections and his tactical choices, right? The only way I can rationalize it is because Gareth decided Mr. Southgate decided, hey, I'm going to try and get everybody to believe that we are shite, so that there's no pressure on my boys when you go there. Because behind the scenes, we were working on the system. I've been telling all the boys, oh, this is the system we're playing. But seriously, we're gonna keep up to the Nations League so that everybody thinks we're gonna lose, right? Maybe. I don't think Argentina is. For me, Argentina is Argentina. I don't think they've got it. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping to be proven right, because the more teams playing the beautiful game the beautiful way, it's only good for fans like us, right? At the end of the day. All right, so let's take a look at some of the tactics they've come in. Okay, this is just my own. This is somebody's 4-4-2. I've been testing it out, so it's been doing quite well. Yeah, so this is a very, very attacking 4-4-2. I just modified it slightly. I want to see how we can play with this 4-4-2 on very attacking mentality. It's been playing quite well. Okay, so we've got a few tactics. So let's load the first tactic. No, where did I put it? BYT Discord, there we go. 4-4, 4-1, 4-1, final XP. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. So you got box to box. Okay, we're just gonna, first let's look at any PIs, right? If you got PIs, whole position interesting. You got this guy flying past him, okay? This guy attacking centrally. Okay, I'm gonna do a video on roam from position very soon for you guys. Explain this roam from position and roaming roles. Well, a pretty simple explanation. I mean, for the guys who be playing Football Manager since Championship Manager, you already know what roam from position does, right? So you guys are sorted. It's the new players, they might not really understand it, so I'm just going to do a video for them. Okay, so we've got I don't like Koulibaly, so we put our money for Lorenzo Mario is okay. Dallas is a white midfielder in this particular setup. He's holding position. Does he have a cross or a pass? Not really. So we'll find somebody who actually has a cross and a pass. Because there's no point asking a player to hold position if he doesn't have a cross and a pass on him. I mean, strength could be helpful, but it's not absolutely necessary. I got Osimhen, Fabian, Zielinski is good, is going forward. Insignia, well, okay, fine. Okay, let's play. England doesn't have a consistent forward. That could be true. Or Bissouma to Tottenham Hotspur, I think that's a great signing, man. I think that's a great signing. I think Bissouma to Tottenham Hotspur is a fantastic signing. I was like, I mean, I wanted Bissouma to go somewhere. Right? Anywhere would have been good. But he's he's already too big for the Brighton, right? He was playing in Brighton, right? So he's already too big for Brighton. And I know that people were looking at Chouameni, right? I think that's how you pronounce his name, right? Chouameni. And then Aurelien Chouameni. And then they couldn't, he went to the place where money is big. So, I was thinking another very good midfielder would have been Bissouma, because Bissouma is got a lot going for him. He's very hardworking. He's big. He's good on the ball. He's gonna strengthen Spurs, man. He's gonna strengthen Spurs. Master Kano going for Brazil. I would actually call Giroud. You can give. Yeah, Giroud always is a Mr. Alternative plan, right? Have you noticed that? The number of times France have turned to Giroud as the alternative plan. Giroud is just there, man. He's the ultimate alternative plan. He's done so well for nation and okay. So we're gonna look at this tactic. We'll see how he plays. All right. So we've got a 4-4-1-1. I mean, we're gonna go switch to this view, so it's easier for us to see. Because this is what we look like, right? So we're gonna watch this on extended highlights, okay? And we're gonna speed things up, you know me. I can't handle slow speeds. Yeah, this is okay, this is okay. I didn't see out of possession instructions. This is basically just mid-high block, yeah. I like this, don't prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Because if you do a prevent short goalkeeper distribution, you open this guy up, open this guy up, open this guy up. They keep going up, and you might just, you know, screw yourself over. So, but because your trigger is this guy, you see, the thing is this, right? When you do something like this, much higher line of engagement, your trigger is him, the poacher. So now when he steps up, the moment he gets activated, the rest will follow. So if your goal is to try and win the ball here, this has to be lower. Okay, so you want it to be a bit lower. I mean, you want them to hold a bit of the shape so you can hit them in the transition. You just have to drop your line of engagement just a tad. Yeah, so that you can hit them on the transition, because now you're hitting them quite deep, right? So you can see the opposition are playing quite high up the pitch. I had to reinstall my skin and everything else. But Giroud has been a bloody hero for France. So this is nice. You see, you got the white midfielder, you got the thing working, right? The switch from one pitch to, from one. When you do a tactic like that, when you have whole position here, your tactic is gonna fail if you never see the ball going diagonally. So it's important that you sign one player, dribble more, cut wide inside. Okay, fine. You want to make sure that you always find one player who can do a diagonal, right? So here we have to. It won't get it by asking him to go direct, or if you do pass direct, he's always going to play those long passes, right? Okay, so what you want is passing and decisions, right? So you want these two attributes. So he's a 13 and a 13. Okay, now comes the other thing. Okay, you want him to do it more often, you raise mentality or be more expressive, right? So okay, that's something. Because that affects your, to an extent, it affects the decision-making attribute. Because when you become more expressive, or you become, okay, when you become more expressive, you are asking your players to use more creative freedom. Okay. Then creative freedom is license to do, license to process more decisions, okay, and try more things out. So that's what happens when you be more expressive. When you raise your mentality, you are also affecting the underlying creative freedom of the whole team. So the whole creative freedom of the whole team goes up. So if you don't want to raise mentality, but you just want to affect that, try more things out, then just use be more aggressive. Yeah. That's not too bad. I mean, it's one over the top. Doesn't really kill the tactic. So if I'm looking at this tactic, what would I do? I will just make those small little changes, right? So when do I use be more expressive? I use be more expressive like when I'm a walk the dog team. I've always done it when I'm the weaker team. I normally don't use be more expressive when I'm a good team. It actually makes more, you end up making more mistakes, because then sometimes players play passes to spaces thinking there are players there, and then the pass gets intercepted. That happens, when you play on be more expressive. At least I noticed that. So I have to redo all this, man. This is fine, visualizer. What is this? This one will do. I think we can just put this as the positional heat map, right? Do they have a positional heat map here? No. So we got one here and we got one here. Nope. We got one more here. Okay. All right. Then we got the stats here. I think I can move the stats here so you guys can see it. XG match story will be here. Okay. All right. So far, Real Madrid have created the better chances. Okay, that's down to the fact that when we break, we're not creating many ourselves. So be more disciplined. I'll remove this right now. Counter, fine. I'm just going to drop this a tad, right? One notch. I'm not going to drop it too much. High defensive line is still fine. Focus play to the middle. Okay, I'm gonna keep it because seriously, it just means this bunch of players are very close together. I mean, it does release these guys a bit more. But my question is, why is this a white midfielder on attack? You got this guy dinking passes. What about this guy? Cut inside with the ball sit narrower, so that this guy does a flanking attack. Okay, he's a white midfielder on attack. Okay, all right. This is a safe tactic. It's not too aggressive. I'm not going to change it too much because I think it's still decent, right? I won't say it's gonna bonk, but if your goal is to play a safe system, right, it's still okay because ultimately, it's whether your players can defend, because you're gonna spend a lot of time defending with this tactic. You see, we've done okay, right? Look at where the heat map is for Real Madrid. So it's still not too bad. I mean, I'm looking at the heat map and they are actually in the middle area of the pitch, right? So that's where they're spending most of their time. Oh, there we go. That's the high line. So the goal happened because we gave a ball up in transition. We didn't keep the ball, right? Okay, I'm gonna go back a bit more. Let's see. There's a lot of this is see the highlight, understand the highlight, then fix the problem. Okay. Okay, let's go to replay 2D classic. Okay. This has nothing to do with us. Okay, that means this is a big problem. Okay. This is a big problem. Okay. Yeah, he misread. Okay, this guy went for the ball straight away. He missed it. I mean, and then he went right through the gap. Wow. Okay. We gotta fix this straight away. Okay, so how do we fix that? First thing we can do is do this. Bang. Close the gap. That'll close the gap. Okay. Second thing we can do, focus play to the middle is fine. This still uses the flanks a bit more. Shorter passing. Okay, we'll simplify things. Okay, we got CD. He carries the ball. This guy's holding position. What other PRs have you got? You got roam. Yeah, further forward. DLP tackling hard. What about these two? Do they have anything special? Okay, all right. Fullback on sit narrower. Dribble more, cut inside with the ball. What do you want me? You want me to run inside? I mean, I would remove this because sit narrow is fine. Just means that this guy has to do more defending. I mean, I would remove dribble more as well. I just really have. I mean, might have sit narrow and mark tighter. Here, mark tighter is fine. Okay. This guy's on attack duty, so he's just gonna support play. He's not gonna go around him all the time. I would just change this. But if you want like wing play, we'll leave it like this. We'll see what happens. Okay, I might have to add the offside trap. I mean, this is of course Real Madrid, but we gave up a fairly silly goal. Again, you see long passes, right? The players can't play those kind of raking passes at the moment. So what I want to do is I want this guy to come inside a bit more. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna have to drop this a bit. Okay, we're gonna ask him to stay wider instead. When he gets the ball, he's gonna go around, so we get a bit more width on this side of the pitch. Here, Again, we're going to tell him to stay wider. I want him to go around this player who's sitting a bit narrow, so we tuck in a bit more. So basically what I'm doing is, you see these two players so close together, right? So I'm trying to get somebody inside here. There's two ways of doing that. One is you use the inverted wing back. We get somebody in there all the time. Okay? But we'll try both methods. I don't like this because we're the weaker team, and then this gap just means that I only have one outlet here. If we shut out, we have a problem. He's the same on attack. Goes long. Okay. He's never using the option to go down the flanks, but this is so far okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with not using counter press, right? There is nothing wrong with it. But when you don't use it, you gotta make sure that you see, we are losing both goals, transition goals. Our defender's not defending very well. Okay, what else can we do? Okay. This gap is always opening up. You see this gap over here? It's always over, forcing this guy out all the time. So there are two ways to fix this. One, we can just tell him to go out all the time. The other one is we'll just tell him to sit down, or ask him to be a roaming playmaker on support. Or I like roaming playmakers to just get him to be a DLP on defense. That's it. So now he sits in front of them. So we lost 2 games. But you need to turn him into a DLP on defense, and so far that's happened. We haven't had a problem. So the issue was this DLP on defense, and this tactic is entirely driven by one player here and one player here. There's not enough options. So I would play this guy as a winger on attack, right, or an inverted winger on attack. Okay, one or the other. Maybe play him as a fullback on support to make it a bit more defensive. Right, get further forward, stay wider. I mean, when you do something like this, right, get further forward, you're affecting his initial positioning. Do you want him to dribble with the ball? Wing back. You don't want him to dribble with the ball? Full back. Okay, so I would suggest playing a fullback on support instead of playing a wing back, and then getting that other option down the flank to attack. Because at the moment you only got like, the only way you're gonna win with this tactic right now is if you are like, you're the better team, or if you are camping the opponent's half, that kind of thing. I mean, right now, no, it's not good enough, man. We have to change that. Maybe Senegal can be an outsider at the World Cup. I don't know, man. Senegal outside of the World Cup, we're the first, right? Sadio Mane, yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? Be great for the World Cup if a team like that does well. If they do well, right? It'll be fantastic for the World Cup. Okay, we inverted winger. We do this as a fullback on support, right? Okay, so we turn this guy into a DLP on defense. Okay, we remove be more discipline. In fact, we can use be more expressive. Okay, distribute the center backs. I would just go throw it long with the option for both. Okay, we drop this 1 notch. That's it. Okay, let's go. Second match, right? Okay. This is a small tweak to all the systems. So now we got this guy attacking, we got this guy attacking. See, now there's a slight difference. Of this player, you can actually turn this player out into a wide playmaker on attack, or a wide playmaker on support. So you got this guy doing this kind of plays from the he switches play from this side. This guy is attacking. This poacher is here, and then the fullback is gonna go around him. I mean, even the fullback can be a fullback on attack. Because right now what you've done is you created this tactic which has got one player holding his position. But he's only holding his position for a fullback to get around him. What if you end up playing a very strong team? What are you going to do? You're never going to, I don't think you're going to see that fullback always, overlapping, right? So now if I'm looking at this game, so far the domination is quite solid after 20 minutes. Right, so we get the fullback running. Goes down, okay, still no problems defensively. These players are in decent positions. He's in a decent position. They're not too close. There we go. This is much nicer because now we're pushing them back. We're giving ourselves options. Fullback comes in, works with the inverted winger. Now we've got options inside the box from the other side. And then we've got this guy switching play. Gets in. Yeah. It's so much more better if you have the option of attacking one side of the flank, right? Because whenever we want these backs to get up, you're gonna have to think about what ball into box, because something has to slow down for those fullbacks. You have to be camping and moving the ball around for those fullbacks to really become a threat, right? So now I add world ball into box, right? So okay, what's gonna happen when I add world ball into box? If we slow down, then you see the fullbacks doing those kind of runs, and then that's when you think about, oh, now I'm gonna add something like what's that instruction called? Low crosses. All right. So the first goal we scored is basically some could say it's a fluke, yeah. But we got the ball down the line, right? Crossing from this area is very solid. It's like one of the best areas to cross from. Look at that. We're doing so much more better now. Because you've got like, okay, I can go by the left, I can go by the right. I may not need a fullback to do things. Your earlier version had an issue because you're depending so much on the fullbacks. We can also see, I noticed something, right? For this team, there's an issue with passing. Okay. All right, let's reduce the number of passes. And then we come in here. Okay, there's some roles that can do these kind of passes and other roles that can't. So what I'm going to come to this guy and tell him is take fewer risks, which means that he's not going to try a lot of through passes, right? We'll tell him to take fewer risks as well, so he doesn't do a lot of through passes. Now, we want him as well, take few risks. We don't want him to try a lot of through passes. So what we have here is a few players only using that, doing that. So here, this guy doesn't do it. And then here, this player doesn't do it. Okay. So we have a whole bunch of players now not trying risky passes, right? Okay. Pass into, because last time when I used to do very aggressive tactics, right? Okay. I'm going to show you a way to play very aggressive. Okay, I'm going to play very, very aggressive. What have I done? I've gone to the team, basically gone to quite a number of players to tell them not to take any risks with the passes. Okay, so then I'm going to go to several players and I'm going to affect their passing meters now. Okay, so this player, we won't change his passing meter, but we'll change his passing meter. Okay, go shorter. We'll go to this player, we'll go shorter. We'll come to him, we'll dribble shorter, okay, and dribble less. So he doesn't drive up the pitch so much. This player, take fewer risks, shorter passing. Okay. So we got quite a few. So only this player is going to be playing mixed passing. But of course, the rest are also, I mean, he's going to be playing mixed passing. This player is playing mixed passing, okay, and taking fewer risks. See that? He's going to take mixed risks. This is like, he can't do fewer risks, but he's going to do mixed risks on the high side. Now you're playing on a higher mentality, right? So he's occasionally going to play those passes. Okay, we want this guy taking fewer risks, and we don't want him to play long passes, short passes. Okay, done. Okay, this is how I used to play on very attacking mentality. It's almost like yeah. I think some of you older fellas, right, who've been following me for a long time, right, y'all are very familiar with this style of play. Y'all are very, very familiar. Because this is how I used to play on very attacking mentality. And for a long time, I used to do it, but it felt very dirty, especially in versus mode. I used to do this in versus mode a lot. I have like very attacking mentalities and, you know, you put a lot of pressure immediately on teams. So this is another, I mean, I've taken it to the extremes, right? So if you're not very comfortable, you can always drop it to attacking. Now what you're gonna see is this guy, these two players always trying long passes. Him not, him not, him not. So he's gonna run. So you got options with that player. So you can actually play him as a winger on attack, gives you width down that flank. Now if you play a winger on attack, he's gonna, of course, Insignia, I would prefer a left-footed player playing here. We'll take Irvin Lozano. We stretch the opposition, right? So you see, There, you see that? They're not trying very risky passes, right? See that? On higher mentalities, you get like you want to play a really good game on higher mentalities. So you have to know your players and what they are capable of doing. Then you can do this. You can literally go with you can add that aggression. I would say I'm looking for the word, but I don't think it's aggression. But you can take a bit more risk with it. So this is how I would play a tactic, though, to give yourself some options. All right, so let's take a look at the second tactic. All right, do. The glory days of Roger Miller dancing on the corner flag are long gone, man. Are long gone. Do you think Arteta will be sacked? No way. Arteta is going to be at Arsenal for a long time. Arsenal, I don't think are the sort of club that sacks managers like you know. They don't really kick their managers out quickly, right? I've never noticed that about Arsenal. They are more the long-term project kind of coaches. So this is Jahid's tactic. Wallen, I like this. Go back. Yep, it's a good tactic. There's no need. This is nice. I like this. Simplicity. Sit narrow, comes inside here. This guy goes round. Okay, yeah. This is how you use you can use two attack duties at the same time. Like here we've got one guy sitting narrow, so he's going to be inside when you're doing the attacking transition. You're kind of trying to encourage him to sit on the inside. Oh, Hanyo, he's sending a tactic as well. Kulos, bananos, man. So if you look at that, right, it's not bad. I'm hoping that I'm right. I do think that tactic is fine. But the problem with 4-4-2 DMs, right, is they're going to sit a lot. So you got to make sure that your possession numbers are good, right? So that's it. If your possession numbers are good, you can afford to work ball into box, you can do a lot of things. Either that or you're playing deep counter-attacking football. Remember the 4-4-2 DM I created? Which was I did a thread on the SI forums. I used it for counter-attacking football for my lower league sides, right? I soak in pressure and hit one over the top all the time. Monday to Sunday. That's all I do. Yeah, you can do that too with a 4-4-2 DM. So that's options that you have. Now, in terms of roles and duties, right, I personally prefer, okay, DLP Volante is not bad. It's quite good. This guy holds position. So you might as well, yeah, he's done the right thing here. Because the Volante is going to bomb up, right? The DLP is holding position and he's got fullback on attack. Also works, right? So it's fine. But if you wanted this to be a more mobile unit, then you turn this into a roaming playmaker. Or yeah, you can use double Volantes. Yeah. Overall, I think the tactic is fine. Yeah, there's very little to change. So fullback on attack duty. This guy's on attack duty, holding the line. Okay, then he comes in, plays it back to the DLP. DLP plays it out. Yep, works. Then comes in, yeah, and then he's got a penalty. Simple. I like the tactic. There's nothing to change, man. I mean, against the AI, it can work. But this kind of tactics you can play in so many ways. I mean, this is just one way of playing it, and there's other ways you can play like this. I mean, I can do this. Right, I can drop it a bit more, even more, and I can max this out, use tighter marking, get stuck in. Okay, all right. Then instead of shorter passing, I do this. Then I don't do this. I do mixed crosses. Okay, all right. Distribute the fullbacks again. Okay, we can do that. Throw it long, distribute center backs. Okay, let's try something again. No more play out defense, hit early cross. Okay, all right. What are we looking for? Okay, pressing forward. Okay, pressing for attack. Now on attack. Okay, let's two work together. Inverted winger, fullback on attack, volante. DLP holds position. That's fine. Okay, all right. Now what have we got? We got a slightly different tactic, a bit more of a counter-attacking system. Okay. So you soak and hit all day long, right? So that's all you do. Now we've got two roles. Why have I gone for pressing forward on attack? Because we only have one, right? So I don't want it to become a situation where one guy holds out the ball and the other player has two defenders to take on. So this way I split the defense up with two roles. Let me, this is the original tactic before my changes. Okay, so now my changes kick in. Okay, so now it's a bit more of a offensive, a counter-attacking system. We draw in the team and we try and slap them sideways. Why is this sometimes an option? Because you can play in games against the AI and then, you've got injuries. I mean, yeah, you gotta be a bit bold to do this because you've got to be expecting them to attack you all the time. So you've got low line of engagement, center defensive line. I mean, I know there are times when I've even done, oh, they've scored a goal. Okay, now let's see what has happened again. Because that was from a throw-in, right? Darwin Nunes, beautiful person. Coming to Liverpool. Yeah, so happy. Okay, how did this happen? Okay, yeah, this is poor marking. Okay, all right. Okay, I can do it. What can we do? Okay, I'm toying with dropping this again. Drop this. Okay, don't be too mental. Such a close. Remember your rule. Yeah, I have a rule for this. Okay, do it like this. Okay, the narrower your block, right? The less intensity with your press. The bigger your block, the more. So now we're just soaking. The reason is because if you're very, your block is very small, right? And then you got this press going on. There are a lot of players moving out of position, potentially moving out of position, right? So you don't want to have you don't want to put two players out of position at the same time because everybody's closing down zones are going to overlap because the zones are so close. So this way you get better defensive cohesion. So yeah, this is what. Sorry, I made the mistake. I forgot to do this. Yeah. Okay, so we're playing the ball out from the back. Over the top. That's nice. This is exactly what we wanted, right? So this could also work, right? So there's several ways of playing these systems. The 4-4-2 DM I like is something like this, especially for lower league football. It's so fun because all you do is slap teams all day long, right? They come attack you and then you just go pia one time, hit them with a counter attack. Of course, there's certain form. This pair is up to you, right? I have used target forward and attack, advance forward, target forward, poacher. They all work. Depends on what you have. Poacher is a simpler setup where you just want to play in the box. You got two dangers inside the box, and you just want to play simple football on the top. This is good when you have like a really strong target man like Oliver Giroud and Poacher. He can be a fast player, right? Just to play off him. They don't move away from each other too far. Okay, that's not too bad. That's kind of nice. All right, so next tactic we got, man, come on, let's go. God bless you too. Thank you. 4-4-2 DM. I hate maximum press. I do that in even PvP. I shouldn't be doing that in PvP. Well, I'm a big advocate of not using it, but sometimes I'm too, you can't become lazy this game, right? I'm not big on maximum press. Yeah. Okay, so we got this tactic. Looking at this, right, the only problem I have with these two is you got to stay wide. Okay, done. Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta set it up in such a way that the inverted winger does not end up in the same zones as the other player. So all you have to do is just add stay wider. Yeah, because you got an inverted wing back coming in, right? You don't want an inverted winger to come in too. Now here, when we do these transitions, you gotta look out for one thing. When you use inverted winger, you gotta look out for whether or not the inverted winger loses the ball when he's turning to cross. So if he does, then you've got a wrong player, or you might have to change the rule. Because sometimes you see them turn inside to play the cross, right, or the pass, right, and then they lose the ball. Then you got the wrong player. But Jamie Vardy putting pressure, man. Mario Rui. There we see the inverted winger is in a good position. Yeah, this is a good position for him. Then you can switch and then you can open this whole hole up like that. This is good. Nothing wrong with this tactic. I would say go for it, man. Don't change this tactic one bit. Yeah. I mean, you can put it into the total tactics tester and then give it a run. Okay, the only criticism I have is you got two guys feeding these guys. Right, so why would you want to have a DLF on support? You can put him, make him a DLF on attack and they can work together. That's all. I get a Volante on attack, right? Volante on attack in the middle is pushing up with the inverted winger. Is he on attack? If he's on attack, I better change it back. Okay, that's fine. Underlap left, underlap right. Wow. Okay, now with this setup, you're just affecting the initial position. I will remove the underlap on the left. I don't see the point. Because you got Volante on attack and you're just asking them to hold the ball up here while he might open the gap up. So don't do that. I would remove the underlap on the left. Underlap on the right is okay, but you do kind of it causes a situation during the transition where you're waiting for players, right? So you're waiting for players to get into position. It's not bad, but it's not always necessary, right? So we see what happened when we remove the underlap on the left. Immediately there's a nicer transition because we moved up the pitch really quickly, right? And then we don't have this guy sitting back as a DLF on support. We have him joining the other partner in attack. He's putting pressure on the defenders. They make a mistake, we go on to score. This would not have happened if he was on DLF on support because we've been deeper waiting to receive the pass. So you got like these guys acting as feeders. Now we go to this other side. We remove the underlap again, right? We got inverted. This guy's holding his position. That's it. You don't need, you don't always need underlaps. You got to remember why you use underlaps. Underlaps are only good if you're going to hold on to the ball waiting for runners, right, who can take advantage of it. If you don't have runners taking advantage of it and you're holding up the ball, right, because somebody is going to slow down play looking for someone to pass the ball to, right? Do you have players who can do that on the flanks? That means hold up the ball and are strong. You know, very good balance, very good composure. If you don't have, don't bother, right? So it could be a risk. I mean, it does affect the initial positioning. If that's all you want, the initial positioning, right? You want the initial positioning of the inverted wingbacks to be higher, then what you can do is you can come in here and then see this gap. You already have got further forward. You already added that, so don't go in and add anymore. Okay. Okay, this could be one time when I'm very tempted to use, you know what, the roaming playmaker in this tactic. Okay, this guy is holding his position a bit too much. So I want him to move up the pitch because there's a lot of ground to cover here, right? And we already asked this guy to stay up. So let's get a player that actually moves up the pitch with them. And this tactic needs prevention of goalkeeper distribution or a split press or split block rather. See, that's what the DLP is doing now, right? All he's doing is he's putting one over the top, putting one over the top, putting one over the top. So we don't want that to happen. Play a roaming playmaker. He dribbles a bit more, he'll take the tiers on. Or you can just, use some other role. But you need somebody not to play those passes too early or your attacks are very one-dimensional. Let's wait for the next transition. Okay, let's go. Puppy power. Yeah, roaming playmaker, what can we tell him to do? Dribble less. Okay, we want him to dribble, but don't do too much with that. Okay. Let's see what happens. This guy is gonna dribble all day long. Okay. Alright. So we're doing pass into space. I mean, it's okay, but you don't have to do it all the time, right? Yeah. You notice we've been hoofing balls over the top. So the playmaker gets a chance. He puts one over the top, puts one over the top, puts one over the top. You don't need to. I mean, now we are goal down. Let's remove that play instruction. And so far, since we've done that, we haven't really, struggled. And then if you are into that, okay, I want to push for a goal situation. Yeah, you can add those. When you add underlap and overlap, you are inadvertently playing high up you need to play high up the pitch to get others involved. When you don't, you play this kind of a game, which is you're quick, your attacks are much more faster. So you don't depend on like, oh, I have to be up on the pitch to score a goal. Oh no, it's Vardy, it misses. Okay, that's not too bad. You can't score, they always park the bus. If they always park the bus, work ball into box. This is a deep 4-2-4. So you are looking, this is what we call a deep 4-2-4. So if you want to, if they're parking the bus, do this. If teams are parking the bus, you work the ball into the box, you go and attack them, right? You can actually do this and you can camp in other teams' halves. You see, now you're going to be a bit more aggressive, but you're playing high up the pitch. See that? So even if the team gets, because when you play work ball into box, right, you are giving them more of a, when you play underlaps, you're giving them more of a chance to come back into defense. Right? That's the thing. So between underlaps and work ball into box, I'd rather have work ball into box. So if I play against a weaker team, all right, then I will take my time to patiently probe, right? Okay. If I play with underlaps and overlaps, what I'm doing is I'm asking my team to hold on for the ball just a bit longer so I can give it to somebody to either run at the defenders or give me a cross. What's the difference? So you might as well just remove it, right? So if you want to play underlaps and overlaps, you have to play work ball into box as well. So you're going to have to be very patient. There's like a lot of pressure on opposing teams. So I would just go into the thing and I would just like add, remove this, right? If you are playing against a weaker team, do this. But remove the offside trap. Remove the offside trap completely. Because when you remove the offside trap, right, when the ball goes over the top, the boys don't try and catch, the boys step back, trying to win the ball. And then you can do this, draw them down the flanks where you have a bigger presence, right? And then when you win the ball, just hit one, and then you can play it back and go and try and win the ball back. So that's basically how I would set it up. Okay, we'll just take a look at the other tactic very quickly. Where is the box? Draft. Strike from shadows. Hey, you got two tactics, okay. Try to play, one tactic at a time. And roaming playmaker, anchorman, this is not very, I don't like this tactic. Okay, this guy is too deep. He's going to hold his position. So you're depending on all these guys to do all the hard work, even the ball playing defenders. He's not going to go too far away, but these guys are going far away. So you're just saying, when we bring the ball up, I'm only looking at the two of you. Okay. Again, underlap here is only used, in this particular case, underlap can work because he's the only one, right? So everyone's running on the inside, but you're only affecting his positional thing. Get further forward, mark tighter, dribble more, shoot less often, okay. Command. I would probably turn this guy into a inverted wing back as well. Yeah, just play through the middle all the way. That's it. Just do this. Why? And then ask him to take fewer risks. Don't always hoof the ball up, right? Okay, take fewer risks. So they don't always hoof the ball up. In fact, you want the entire back line to do that, right? So this guy can dribble less, so he doesn't always dribble. This guy can dribble less, he always doesn't dribble. Okay. All right, so these two, so what will happen is shorter. And when you play inverted wing backs like this, okay, I mean, dribble more, it can work. Just keep it simple. This is like a complete central thrust in your tactic. In this formation, DLF link up midfield. Yeah, you could use a DLF to link up midfield. But here, Anchorman, I mean, Anchorman is a bit of a safe option. There's nothing wrong with the Anchorman. If you're thinking to yourself, hey, I'm going to have a lot of players running all over the place, I just want 3 guys. Problem is this type. Problem with the Anchorman is sometimes the ball comes over the top. You might have too many players too close. So what we're going to do is going to watch these transitions. Shorter, passing, fine. Okay, through the middle, good. Nice. Okay, work. Here, I'll just go focus play through the middle. You can have focus play through the middle. You'll just bring everybody closer together. No, we probably don't need it. Yeah, probably don't need it. Yeah, let's just watch what they do. I just tweak their tactics straight away, right? Okay. So let's watch this. Like, we can't beat Union Berlin. We got serious issues this time. Oi, that's the Anchorman's problem, no? That was created by the Anchorman. That was created by the Anchorman. Because, see, this guy is holding these two guys back now. Okay, so I'm going to change this role to DM on support. Okay, I actually prefer this role. Take Fury, shoot less often, dribble less, hold position. Okay, yeah. Prefer him to the other role. Then close down more. Okay. I don't like, I mean, you can use the roaming playmaker, but I like the DM because the DM is actually a bit more, there's a lot more customizability from the DM. And he can play a lot of players in that role. The Anchorman is just too close just now. So when he's too close, it's kind of like you got too many players in the same zone trying to win the ball back. There's other thing about these inverted wingback systems, right? But we're just trying to see what we can do now. We're not keeping the ball. Everybody's losing the ball. Okay, all right. Who's losing the ball? Ah man, I'm gonna take this guy out and just play inverted wingback on support. Okay, we're gonna play inverted wingback on support. Okay. Dribble. Shoot less often, take viewers if you're done. Get further forward, not necessary. Not necessary. Okay. Oh, we got underlap, you know, get further forward. That's like a lot of risk, man, in your tactic. Mazala on attack. Okay, we just turn this guy into a Mazala on attack as well. Okay, let's see what happens, man. Just sort of fun. Okay, this guy goes this way, this guy goes this way, this guy comes in here, this guy comes in here, this guy goes stay wider. Okay. I mean, we can ask him to stay wider, but it opens the gap up. No. Let's not do that. That open the gap up too much. Okay. Let's go to positive mentality. Mark. No, we're not playing with the offside trap. That's one of the reasons why we were getting screwed just now. Okay. Let them come down the flanks. Okay. The offside track caused a lot of problems for us. We considered that one goal. I am very confident we considered one goal from the offside trap. Now we got Mess coming here, inverted wingback going in. Yeah, straight away first highlight is ours. The guy is much further away. So we lose the second ball, it'll be much easier to handle as well. Look where the DM is positioned. So nice. So nice. Now he's not like sitting on the Anchorman. Like an Anchorman. Anchorman is when you want to defend and you got inverted wingbacks, you want to push them up. But then never ever play Anchorman. Never ever play the Anchorman with an offside trap. In Football Manager 22, you're in trouble. You can't do Anchorman on Football Manager 22 with offside trap. Offside, come on, man. I hate the fact that they scored. It's not offside. This is very annoying. Set piece. We're gonna have to work hard, man, for this game. Okay. Look, they got ball winning midfielder, box to box, wing back, inverted wing back going this way. We are very narrow against this formation. Okay, I'm just gonna change these guys to wing backs now. I have to bring it to the flanks. Got Mazala on attack, DM. Okay. Instead of underlap, no underlaps now. Okay. Mez on attack, DM. Okay. I want to win this game. I hope I win this game, man. I just used a 4-4-2. Just used a 4-4-2 with the Volante and DLP. Just showed us. Beat. What, a 4-4-2 that was just the one with the white playmaker? Or the 4-4-2 with the DLP and the Volante? Or that one, the deep 4-4-2? Yeah, you can play that tactic against that's the best counter-attacking setup in Football Manager. In my honest opinion, the double DMs. We're gonna have to win this, man. We're not playing well at all. I got only myself to blame. Okay. Okay, we got Myers on support. These guys are too far. Chelsea striker. This now they'll be closer. Then Zielinski and Elmas. Oh my god. They're not ball winners, man. I'll put Lobotka here, Zielinski. But Pesina, I'll bring him back. He at least got 10 for tackling. Yeah. They put Pesina. Okay. Alright. All right, let's go. We got one of the reasons is because we got very lightweight midfield as well. Okay, much better. Sometimes you gotta recognize when you cannot play, like you wanna play that narrow push through the middle. I mean, I think just now we could have played that way. Our problem was I didn't recognize the fact that you need to change midfielders. Yeah, we have to change midfielders. I screwed up. Elmas is not good enough from the center. We got two now. Hopefully they'll win the ball in midfield. But Jesus is not good in the air as a defender. Well, let's go, boys. Let's try and win this. Play on key highlights, yeah. Okay. The other thing is, right, here, low crosses would be good. I mean, it looks much better now compared to earlier. Just the earlier version, I think we tried too hard. I mean, my initial one was probably wrongly set up. Oh, that Jesus is terrible as a defender. It's like, can't defend the save. Can't win headers. This guy is terrible as a central defender. But the wrong central defender. Too late. We lost this game, man. We could be fired. Uno on Berlin. That's a terrible result. Okay, next game. But that's how I would basically try not to play inverted wingbacks. If I can, unless you could play inverted wingbacks like this and go through the middle, but make sure that you've got solid central midfielders as well. If you want to play with those attacking ones, I still would get midfielders that can win the ball in the center of the pitch, or inverted wingbacks that never lose the ball. So it's one or the other. Okay, Hanyo, your tactic is coming in. Oh, 4-4-2 test. I have to delete this folder later. You know why? My computer crashed yesterday. But I don't know why it crashed, man. Okay, where is it? 4-4-2 test, honey. Okay, go. Another 4-4-2 DM. Okay, this is nice. This is very nice. F9 dropping, inverted winger. Okay. Fullback going around this way. Nice. Roaming playmaker, volante. Don't change his tactic. It's brilliant, man. Winger. Yeah, it's very nice. Guy going this way, guy going this way. This guy dropping this way, working with this player to go around, and then he drills. Okay, so what we want is cross by a line, far post. Because you got a lot. He can find a lot of players at the far post. You got at least two, right? Two players at the far post. So that's the only thing I would add. And then low crosses, yeah, okay. Overlap right. Overlap right. Why would you? Okay, hold up the ball, waiting for him. Okay, buys you some time. Could be nice. Yeah, the overlap can, in this particular sense, I can understand the overlap. Yeah, because you got work ball into box, so overlap can work quite nicely with it. Okay, I didn't choose the team. I keep this up, right? We're gonna have to fix the tactic with the players, man. Okay, all right. So let's see whether we got the right players. Because I didn't check to see the player. Just hit continue button. Okay. You will play Jesus again. Shit. Uh-oh. Play Jesus again. The other defender must be on holiday, man. Yeah, we didn't bring Tonali. Rather, the other defender. Oh, wait, do you have offside trap? No, okay. So far, okay, it's fine, right? I mean, the challenge in this kind of a system is you always want to make sure your defenders are solid. We don't have one good defender. Our problem is our left back. Right, our left back is a problem. We got Dallas, then we got this guy. Dallas is a inverted wingback on support. Now I think we gotta take him off, put in Rui. He's a lot faster. Our problem is this Jesus jumping shooting 13. Look at his mentals, man. Composure and concentration for a central defender, that's terrible. Right, so you're gonna always run into trouble with him. I like your tactic. You see, this tactic has got a lot of potential. That happened because the inverted wingback has been running around looking for a killer pass, then ran out of options and then lost the ball, right? Okay. And then you saw all that just now, right? So we do this now. So if you see the same thing, do the same thing. Tell your inverted wingback not to be such a smarty pants. See this guy, he just did a smarty pants pass as well, right? The ball playing defender decided, hey, I'm gonna put one over the top. That one over the top only good if you have 2 roles on attack duty. If you only have 1 role on attack duty, tell the ball playing defender to play shorter passes. I like ball playing defenders a lot. I mean, I like to play our defense almost exclusively on Football Manager 22, so I can play out of the high press. Okay. See this guy? I probably will play him as a CD on defense because he's behind a roaming playmaker or CD on cover. Oh, that's okay. I guess that can work. Take few risks. Okay. I guess that can work. I mean, I do that sometimes as well. Like what you've done is you created a bigger gap between yourself and the 2 DMs, which is not a bad idea. One of my 4-4-2 DMs set tactics is set up like that. Yeah, I like. So far, it's quite simple. See, now he didn't try to play a risky pass, right? Notice what the inverted wingback just did. You see, you have to pay attention to the inverted wingback in this goal. We just changed one of the instructions he had earlier, which caused us to lose the ball and concede a goal, right? So we did the same. We tweaked the instruction. Watch what he does now. The inverted wingback now has the ball, right? Okay. Now earlier we had the same situation. Inverted wingback got the ball, right here. What he did was, he came in and then immediately tried a risky pass once the players were available. But this time, he didn't do it, right? He just said, I'm not going to play a risky pass. First up, I can't play a risky pass. You stupid idiot, you're offside. So he goes up and then he plays a sideways, simple pass, right? That's it. Osimhen is still offside. Idiot. I mean, literally, right? This game is quite comical in the sense that I noticed one thing about some of the roles and duties: they never come off the offside position. They just wait for somebody to get there. Yeah. So if you notice, right, the same thing might happen again. Have you got man marking on? Mark title, mark title, mark title. Got mark title on everyone except these 2. Okay. All right. Okay. Very fine. You can. This is fine. Yep. That's the only 2 things I would do. I mean, like, see this, the gap. See, okay, I want you to look at this gap, right? Okay, this is the only downside of the cover roll. See this, right? Okay, these two here. Here are two defenders, right? But notice during the transition, what's going to happen is they are going to be higher than the two fullbacks. So one defender is out of position, the other one is gone. Want to close down, right? Okay. Right. This is the time where I'm going to suggest something very radical. Tell them to close down more. Because you already got such a standard defensive line, right? So instead of telling them to close down less, I actually jacked it up. I want them to make that decision earlier. Right? So then on the flanks, what you do with these guys is tell them to mark, right? So we get a natural like offside trap. You get a natural offside trap. Now they are holding tight, those guys step up a bit earlier. I said farewell to Thailand and now managing Denmark. Wow, you went from Thailand to Denmark. The journeyman save is taking you places. You can definitely go dribble. You can actually add that instruction up. You gotta observe it. I mean, because we're playing with two DMs, I'm playing at least playing one DM or two DMs. I'm willing to take the risk. Oh man, we conceded another goal. I want to try this again. One more game. See how that. I want to see how the close down more works. I know I do it in some of my tactics. I don't do it in all my tactics. I'm curious to see this game, this tactic. Okay, we're gonna play a bit more. I'm just looking at these two now. I could be wrong. I don't normally do it. I only started doing that when I noticed the pressing, right? Sometimes the players they step up when they lose the header. So I was thinking to myself, if they're gonna lose the header anyway, might as well get them to go a bit earlier, right? It seems like they just stand there. Oh man, we're getting completely torn apart by this team, man. Okay, so let's drop this. We're getting totally torn apart. Drop that. The gap is okay. Either they are pressing early, so we're opening up gaps in our team. So either I play higher like this. I don't have that much of a gap, or I play lower with more compression. Because the rows are so far away, right? So the two defenders start the press, the two strikers start the press, everybody follows. So all the space opens up. So we're just getting tonked by Bayern Munich, man. Look at the spaces we're creating between the lines. So let's hope the second half is better than the first. Okay. Okay, well, work ball into box. Okay. We gotta keep the ball. Jesus and Koulibaly are terrible. Yeah, both are terrible defenders. I don't like both defenders. I like Bremer and the other guy, Brahmi. Jesus and Koulibaly are the worst two defenders to have. So I'm waiting for the next game. I'm going to play this on commentary mode. Because this is quite bad. I'm using the wrong defenders again. I'll try it in the next game. These two guys can't win headers, man. Pacey fullbacks and pacey defenders is almost a must on Football Manager right now. You can play with slow defenders, but you definitely don't want slow fullbacks. Yeah, okay. All right, this is a tactic, right? So let's go on holiday. Oh, we lost a lot of games, man, today. We're gonna go to, Augsburg. This is boring. Like, fuck. This is not much of a test, but we couldn't be Udon Berlin today, so this is just as bad, man. We are playing the balanced teams league where all the teams are about the same. All the teams are about the same level as us. Hey, Danish Ayman, welcome to the channel, man. Okay, so we've got your tactic here. So what are we gonna do now? Okay, this is your original tactic, right? So originally, what it was a Bremer and Koulibaly. No. Where's the other one? Okay, we're gonna play with these guys. Insignia, Poly. Okay, we're not gonna change anything. We're just gonna play this again. Now we just change the players only. Okay. What did I recommend earlier? Right defense is okay. Oh, this press. Let's just drop it. Go for a mid block. Okay. Go for a mid block. Prevent shot goalkeeper distribution 1, 2, 3, 4 gonna pull up. Then your 4 are gonna be so far behind. Why you wanna do that? Because prevent shot goalkeeper distribution takes out 4 players. You'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they got a free run at your 4 guys who are sitting far back. Don't bother with doing that. What you do instead is this. Wait, hold on. Come here. Drop this. Then come back inside here. Tell these guys to cross tackle like crazy. Okay. Then come back inside here. And then do this after that. Just do that. Okay. Or you play something like this. Higher a bit, right? So you're pressing higher. So these two lead the press, but the rest of the team is not too far behind. But just now what you're doing is there are too many gaps. So we do something like this. It's standard. This is a mid block. We play on positive mentality. Honey, where are you from? Out of curiosity. Wait, aren't you Scandinavian? I didn't know, man. Or are you Asian? I just saw Asian characters there. I mean, you don't have to tell me if you don't want. You can always tell me on Discord if you want. I'm very curious, where are you from? Very, very curious. Yeah, everybody asks me where you from, where am I from, right? Hey, about time I ask you guys, man. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna see the block, right? Okay, okay, we go to comprehensive. We want to just fix this tactic. I want to spend a bit more time with this tactic. Okay. Because the earlier version we did really well. How come this tactic suddenly fell apart? Right. So that's the only thing. Okay, I want to try something here. Just for fun, right? We just do this. Just for fun. Okay, dribble less. Okay. We tell these two guys to close out more and dribble less. Okay. We want to play a tight game, right? So I tell these guys to mark tight. Okay. Alright, and then we tell this guy to mark tight. And wait, mark tight, dribble less, take few risks. Okay. We don't even running everywhere because we're Volante running on attack. Okay. Okay, that's it. Simplified. I don't like inverted wingback Dallas. I prefer Mario Rui. It's a bit more intelligent. Save it, maybe to wide ratio, push it, maybe up top and press on it. I mean, okay, if I wanted to play F9, right? I'm not playing a counter-attacking tactic. I'm playing a high... okay. All right, let's try and understand this tactic first. This is an F9, right? Okay. You're playing an F9. If you want to play an F9 setup, right? You can't play with... you're probably going to have to... You're better off playing like this. High up the pitch. Really high up the pitch, okay? Without the offside trap. If you're going to play with an F9 like this, because then you're looking at your team keeping the ball, moving up the pitch, right? Okay. There's no need to do this wide. You can go fairly narrow, keep the ball, and then you move up the pitch. The problem is when we play an F9, you want to go with a mid block. That's when problems start. So you're going to look at things like counter pressing. You're playing high up the pitch, a high possession system. Or no, I won't say high possession, high attacking system. Right? Because I wanted to see whether an F9 can work. Because we tried, right, for a long time. It can't work. You look at the other tactic that we played. What's the difference between that 4-4-2 DM and this 4-4-2 DM? The difference between the two 4-4 DMs is that tactic had 2 attacking duties. We changed 2 attacking duties, it became brilliant because it was playing with a mid block. Right. This one has 1 F9. You want to play 1 F9. If you want to play 1 F9, he's going to drop deep. He's going to look for players to give the ball to. Who does he give it the ball to? How deep does he have to drop? He's got to drop like forever. Right. And then furthermore, we got to ask ourselves if we are playing Muriel as an F9. Okay. So when you do something like this, you need to get this guy high up the pitch to give him an option. Right? The Volante is probably better off in this position than in this position. So here you play the roaming playmaker. Okay. Then you play the Volante. Either you play the Volante here with a winger on attack. Right? No, Volante is on attack, right? So okay, put the Volante here. So now you got inverted winger. So this is slightly better, right? The inverted winger is going to come this way. Yeah, let's try this. I mean, personally speaking, the problem right now is the F9, right? I don't like having the F9 in a 4-4-2 DM. Then you're trying too hard to make a... You're trying to outsmart the AI. You're thinking that, okay, fine, I want to have this nice tactic where I'm, moving teams around, blah, blah, blah. Man, it won't work. It probably won't, because you are trying so many different ways, right? It won't work, not with an F9 like this. I probably use like a roll that's a bit higher, because F9 drops, he's going to look for someone, but he doesn't have anyone to give the ball to, so you're going to lose the ball. Right? You're going to have issues with ball retention and creating. So far, I haven't seen a single transition involving our F9. If you look at the numbers, right, F9 is going to have horrible numbers. If we try 3 times with F in this setup, won't work. I probably look like you probably need somebody to keep up with the F9. So the F9 can give the ball to someone. Or you're playing long ball football, flank football all the time. So I wanted to try different setups so you can see what I mean. Otherwise, you don't, right? If I come up with a tactic straight away, you won't see it. You're like, no, why is my F9 not working? You might be asking, why I want my tactic to work, make my tactic work. So we have to try to show you. And I've tried two games in a row. It won't work, right? So you've seen, we tried with a mid block, we tried with a high block. It doesn't work. Right? So you see, we're still having the same problems, no? With the F9, because we're not creating very much. And this is only Augsburg, no? I mean, against Augsburg, I should be all over them. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, so I probably would say, okay, fine. We go now, winger on attack. Now I put a winger on attack. Maybe I'll play a Volante on support. Okay. Here, I'll have a wingback on support. Okay, wingback on support to run with the Volante. Okay, or I play double roaming playmakers. Nothing wrong with this. 2 roaming playmakers instead of that. So now I got TikTok options. Winger going this way. F9, okay. Now the F9, when he drops deep, right? He's going to have an option. Here, I can actually have a Volante on attack. Okay. Okay. So I've got wingback, inverted wingback coming in here. Volante running up here. No, this guy's going to play. So, okay, when you have double DMs, an inverted wingback just becomes a glorified wingback. So, what's the point, right? So he's not going to go around him or whatever. You got overlap, right? Forget the overlap. Remove the overlap. Okay. They're holding up the ball. F9 dropping still has no options. Okay, so here inverted wingback, probably not. I will wingback on support. Okay, so I've got wingback on support. So now I've got a different setup. If you want to do inverted wingbacks, right, then you're looking at a narrow setup. Or those guys are coming inside all the time. Right? They're coming inside, but they're not. They're going to sit narrow through the transition. So here we got width coming from these guys. This guy's now he's got plenty of options. When he drops, he's got one Volante here. He's got a winger running up this side. We can actually play him as a wingback on defense even. So you don't have that too many issues. I mean, ball playing defenders on cover now. I mean, right? Okay, seriously, we just play ball playing defenders on defense. Yeah. All right. Push it up high up. Push everybody high up the pitch. It's 2 wingback on attack, 2 attacking for a 1-2. I mean, if you have players who can take on other defenders, right, then go with wingbacks. Yeah, why not? I mean, if you have those guys who can dribble a lot and take on defenders, why not? Go for wingbacks. The thing about the choice between a wingback and a fullback depends on the players you have and how you want to play, right? So if you want to play the ball inside with wall passes, play fullbacks, right? If you want to be aggressive, you want players to get high up the pitch, right? And drop in, take on defenders, put them continue under pressure, then you're looking at wingbacks. So now you see this, we're changing the tactics slightly. We're using wingbacks to take on the defenses. Notice this guy is running, right? Because this guy's on attack, this guy's on attack. So that's a slight difference, right? So we turn this guy into a white midfielder support. Now you see this guy do a natural overlap without too many issues. So that wingback was running up by himself, right? And he kept like, oh my god, I've got to do this all by myself. The guys are all over they are so far forward. So we've seen various iterations of this tactic, right? Okay, now we're going to settle on something that can work. Okay, wingback on support. Let's try this. A white midfielder on support. Okay, maybe you want F9, right? Okay, so we'll play F9. Inverted winger. Okay, let's go inverted winger on attack just for the fun of it. Okay, this guy comes in here. Hero. Okay, wingback on support. Okay, all right, we go like this. Volante on attack. Wingback coming here. Volante pushing up. Who does the Volante have to give the ball to? It's like, see, when you got a player running up like this, who is he going to give the ball to? I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know who to give the ball to, man. I mean, I can put the F9 here, AF here, then F9 can play to the advanced forward end. That could be one. He drops inside here. This hole, this roaming playmaker is too far away. This inverted winger is on this side. He's got to wait for this wing back. No point. Okay. So we're gonna swap the F9 to this side. We're gonna play the AF on this side. Okay. Now what we have? F9 dropping this side. Inverted winger coming this way. This player might get around in time. Volante coming up here with the F9. Probably Volante becomes a goal scoring option automatically. Okay, this is nice. Okay, turn this guys into ball playing defender. Okay, now we got slightly different setup. F9 is going to drop this way. Volante is going to come up here. They can interchange, swap. He can attack the box. Inverted winger comes in here. Wingback does a natural overlap. We don't need the overlap anymore. Okay, all right, it does a natural overlap. Ball playing defender on stopper. No. Defend. Okay, defend. Okay, all right. Wingback goes this way. White midfielder comes up. Now, white midfielders have a habit, right, of sitting a bit narrow during the transition. So what we want from him is something funky. Let's ask him to do more direct passing across from deep. Just for the fun of it, right? Okay, do a far post cross. Okay, now what this guy is going to do is when he gets the ball, right, he might go one over the top. Hey, why wait, right? Because now you got a second option, right? Okay, so, all right. Let's go. Now, this is a mid block. Let's go. Okay, we have to decide. Are we playing a mid block or a high block? With F9, we're going all the way. Okay, we go all the way. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, let's not do anything else. Okay. All right, so now we quick pick. Bring, what do we have? Milik. Oh, shit, man. Milik is terrible. Okay, Lozano. Do we have any other players? I mean, Lozano is an F9, probably a better option. Dribbling, passing, vision, decisions, flair. Okay. All right, we play Lozano here. All right, Mertens, Bremer, Koulibaly, Jesus. Yeah, we can pray as long as we want. You're not good enough. Okay. When's the next match? 3 days time. Okay. Okay, we got Fabian. We'll put you here. Fabian here. Dem here. Dem or we can play him here. I might leave it here like that. Fabian, Dem. Roaming playmaker just needs very good mentals. Decision making, anticipation. Decision making, composure, anticipation, concentration. I think we use you instead. Okay. All right, you Volante off the ball. Not so good. Okay, who have we got? I don't know who else they got in this team, man. Lobotka or Tonali. Okay, swap. Okay, the two can do each other's job. Okay, white midfield on the left. We'll play. Where's the guy? Where? We can play somebody safe. Can put Politano here. Can put Insignia here. Okay, Pari Rui Hateboa. Okay, fine. Lozano. Okay, let's just go to the next day. I mean, if I put the inverted winger here, it might work. We just want to see how this works, right? Because I'm looking for different attacking pattern. Like sometimes putting an F9 and here with the inverted winger is quite nice also. It's true. But what we want to try and see is whether we can get multiple attack patterns going here. This is a wide midfielder, so he might chuck one over the top. That's why we have this, right? Actually, he could do it both ways. So let's do F9. Yeah, he can do it both ways. Okay, let's go this way. Man. Are we there? Next match today, okay. Don't we have another striker? I think we have some great strikers, right? Osimhen, okay. Louis Muriel for Patakna. Oh, Patakna. Messina, okay. Pessina, no, he can't. He needs to play in the center. Okay, Politano, Bremer. Where's the other defender? Stuart Dallas for Gulam. I don't like you. Never did. Lorenzo. Biragi. Lobotka. Whatever, you know. Can't be bothered. Okay, let's go. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. I think it could be two attacking roles on the same side. If you can, the boys can hold on to the ball. Yeah, I do two attacking roles on the same side almost all the time. Like sometimes I got fullback attack, winger attack. I do that. I mean, FM22, there's no problem doing that, man. I love it. But it's a very attacking. So we're trying to. It is very attacking with the players, right? Yeah. If you have the players, go for it. I got a lot of tactics like that. A lot of tactics like that. Yeah. Fullback attack, Masala on attack. I have one with a fullback and a winger on attack. But then there has to be one player on support now on the inside. But you can definitely do that. Yeah, it becomes a very attacking setup. Okay, let's see how we look. Right? Okay, looks so far. Okay, what's wrong with that player just now? That player tried too much, right? So you have to spot these kind of things. Okay, this guy tried too much. Okay, we come in here, take a few risks. Shot. I mean, we can ask him to dribble less, but let's just tell him not to, you know, try too many funky dory things. Okay, that was a keeper, right? That's a super keeper nonsense, right? So you come in here, you saw that, you come in here, throw it on, distribute the ball. Hey, so far it's okay, unless it's a super keeper. Yeah, super keeper on support. Let's just drop him down to goalkeeper on defense. Okay. I want to remove all the possible reasons why that could be happening. So that's one of the possible reasons. Okay. So now we've taken that. Now we've observed now. Does he do the same shit? No, he doesn't do, right? Okay, that means he's better off playing as a goalkeeper on defense. Okay, look at the roles right now. Look at how they are synergizing. We're getting the ball up the pitch really well. Right. So now we got a goal scoring opportunity, right? So that means pass the master on the right flank. So the reason why is because here F9 works with the inverted winger. The same thing can work on the other side, but the problem is we need this guy to come up the pitch, right? He has to come up the pitch. Right? So the only way that's going to work is if we have more attacking duties on the side. Because if we do on the left side, we're depending on the Volante to do all the work. So you have to observe, right? Sometimes you can if you have the space for it. I mean, if you have to look at your players. The easiest setup is what we just done. So this is a bit more safer. Then what we've done with him is we told him to do those crosses, right? So all Insignia is doing is say, I'm popping one over the top and popping, because the manager said, you just say here and just do one over the top. Okay. Whether it's a good idea or not, we want to find out right now. Against some teams, it might be a good idea. Against other teams, it may not be very good, right? So let's just observe. There's no harm in not trying. But I actually like that setup. This pop over the top when this guy's attack duty, not this one. Because he hardly ever does one like this to this player. These players always do one to this player. So he's the F9, he's not going to be able to find it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we come back in here, we remove this and we tell him, where's the instruction? Remove this. Okay. We can play him in a different role. He can play as a winger on support, but just leave him. Wide midfielder on support. There's nothing wrong with it. We've got a fairly nice attacking move on the right side and a less attacking move on the left side. So we're not like you can always flip it, right? If you have different kinds of players on the other side. So the transitions look a lot better. Okay, let's try something funky. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this right now. Yeah, I'm quite. When I play with a 4-4, what about maybe poacher with pet? Poacher with F9. Can, because the poacher is not too far away. Poacher has always got a target inside the box, right? Yeah, poacher with F9 is okay. Poacher with advanced forward, right? Where did you put this? Pressing forward attack. Poacher with pressing forward attack could be quite interesting. You know why? The pressing forward has got the attention of one defender all the time. It's always very close to the defender, right? So if you got a player who loves to break the offside trap, right? Oh man. You got somebody who can, the F9 is going to love passing the ball to, right? So that's another option. So why I like F9 and pressing forward is because the pressing forward is always next to that defender. Because you notice something that advanced forwards, they drop off. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to do is just going to try something else again very quickly. We're messing with tactics right now. I don't know why. I don't know where this came from, man. It starts out as bring your tactics, now it become let's do tactical experiments. Man, I'm such an... Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, now we're going to try something really left field. Okay. Full back attack. Wide midfielder on attack. Volante on attack. Okay. Now we're going to tell this guy not to be a genius. Okay. Got all these guys on attack. No. What happens when all these guys are on attack? We don't know. We want to find out. Okay. And see whether we can react. We're just experimenting now. I mean, we already know which version of this tactic is the best, right? So let's do it. Because I want to spot it and try and adapt to it as quickly as I can. Okay, because that is a recipe for disaster. On the left. Every person you meet, right, who talks about tactics, sees that, they're going to panic. What are you doing? But look, you have to pay attention to where they are. Okay. They're going to be very close. Okay, look at that. They're very close. They're waiting to hit the line. What do we do? So you've got all these players doing well. Look at that. You got two waiting to hit the line. That's not such a bad thing, right? If you have the players for it. So you have to pay attention to the transition. Okay, so okay, 1 red, 2, 3. Politano with the ball again. He's got the guy going. This is what we wanted to see. Brilliant. It's happening. Guess. Oh, nice. Okay, there's a lot of pressure. Okay, so low crosses, world ball into box. No need. We don't need world ball. Let's do the hit early. Let's do hit the early because we got those 2 attack duties coming from the other side, right? We don't need to waste too much time now. Let's try. Okay, no harm trying. No harm trying. You have a question. I play with a 4-4-2 diamond. Is it okay to play with 2 wingbacks on attack? Of course. I should make one of them wingback support. I mean, what is the best role for wingback in a 4-4-2 diamond? Wow. Okay, I personally believe that you should play them as, okay, easiest, play them as wingback support. Easiest. Then you have a better build-up of attacks. Because you have to remember the wingbacks are still going to bomb down the flanks. Alright. Then again, if you want to be, when you see a formation like a 5-2-3 where they don't have wingers, right? Then you tell your wingbacks to go on attack because then they have no other person to worry about. They just have to bring the ball all the way up the pitch. So that's what I do. Now, when would I play a fullback? I'll play a fullback when I think my players are not good enough, right? I don't think they're good enough at dribbling. They need to pass the ball occasionally, so that then after that, wait for the ball to come back to them so that they can, attack the opposition. Guys, I want you to observe one thing. Notice now they're attacking us on the left, right a bit more. See, whenever I make tactics, right, and when I make a change, the first thing I do is, where are they attacking me from? Suddenly the theme of the attacks has changed. Now it's all right side. Why? Because of this. Okay, we noticed that. So what do we do? All right, I can actually tell this guy to be something else, the wingman on defense. That's kind of stupid because then let's go only these 2. Okay, we go back to original. Okay, why don't we do this? Wing on attack. Okay, wingman on defense. Now I stretch the defense a bit more. Okay. Volante on attack. I don't know, but I don't know when this started with me, This started with me quite a while ago. Whenever I started playing with a Volante role, I started realizing with the Volante, right? I want to pair the best I might be wrong. It might be my imagination, something. I found that using the Volante with on the wings, right? You place somebody on the same duty as the Volante. So if you're playing a Volante on attack, okay, then you play the wing on attack. They actually work together because they're not too far away from each other. So I find that I found it was better. Whether or not, it's the case all the time, I can't for certain say, is that the best way to play Volante? I probably won't say that's the best way, but I would say that it's possible. I haven't really tried it in a while, except in my my 3 defender 2 Volante system. I have one of those crazy tactics. I don't even remember that. But all of them were on attack duties. It turned out to be quite a beautiful thing. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it works. These 2 are working. It can work for these 2. Yeah. So we don't see so much of them attacking us on that side anymore. Second half, okay. Yep. That's it. Okay, we're gonna go key highlights now, man. Then we're gonna take a look at the next tactic because we're not gonna watch anymore. We just wanted to see. Oh, okay, we'll just watch it. Okay, I want to switch to the next tactic, man. You've uploaded the 523 tactic. Yeah, definitely have time. We have time for another tactic. My son will be coming home soon. I mean, he's already on his way already. He went after the hospital. He went to the grandparents' place for a while. I think my wife most likely sent me a message. I think she should have sent me a message, man. Let me check. Hang on, guys. I'm checking on my wife. How is she on it? Because when I came back, right, I completely, from the first hospital visit, boom, I was lights out, man. In within 15 minutes of getting to the house because I only had 2 hours of sleep last night. Nice. Look at that. Scintillating. Because when I play, I believe, right, I can't prove it. There's no way I can prove this, right? I cannot prove it to you guys. But I've had the sneaky feeling since the Volante has been released, right? The best pair for the Volante is the same duty beside the Volante. I can't prove it to you guys. Okay, it's just a feeling. It's just this hunch I've had when I'm looking at the transitions. I'm going like, man, it's not the first time I've noticed that, and we did it again and we scored a goal. So there has to be something there. That's what my gut says, and my gut usually is right. It's when Joey takes over, their gut is always wrong. So Joey's always playing the Football Manager playoffs, man. I'm a very Joey. I'm honestly, when it comes to draft mode, I'm not very good at. I'll be the first to admit it. But then again, I have more fun in it socially, and normally my drafting leaves a lot to be desired. In fact, if I looked at my own team, my drafting leaves a lot to be desired, man. Okay. All right, let's look at the other tag. Oh, Wolf, you've got one. Okay, so we download this. Okay, we got Wolfie. Hey, welcome to the stream, man. I missed you guys. Okay, download. And do this here. Okay, done. Let's go. And load. Where is Wolfie? Final run. Back 3 test. Oh, love this, man. Oi! Nice. I like this. Okay. I like this. Okay, why center back? Okay. All right. Wing back or attack, right? Okay, wing backs, what do you want the wing backs to do? You want them to cross the ball, right? Okay. Right. You want them to cross the ball. If they're going to cross the ball, then what are these guys there for? The white center backs, what are they for? Because white center backs have also got cross from deep. This is the reason why I always ask this question to people. Whenever they want to have white center backs, why do you want to play white center backs? If you choose the role white center back, it is because you want a role to help you cross the ball. You have to remember that. The reason why we introduced, or rather SI introduced the white center back, was because they wanted to mimic Antonio Conte's Chelsea season. When he was at Chelsea, where he had created a pendulum effect with the movement of Cesar Azpilicueta specifically. One of the roles that they looked at was Cesar Azpilicueta, because when they were playing in the back, when Cesar was playing as a white center back, he would push up the pitch. Whenever he pushed up the pitch, he created a pendulum effect because it kind of shifted the attacking pattern to one side, because
he got so high up the pitch, he was able to deliver crosses. So they couldn't do it with any ball playing defender at that time. So what they did was they took the ball playing defender, added stay wider and cross ball, so they could do that. So that's what the wide centre back is meant to do. So if you have got a wide centre back in your tactic, that's what you want that wide centre back to do. But then why do you have a wing back on attack who's going down the byline? That's a question to ask yourself. So let's look at the transition. Oh no, we don't. Because I suddenly saw Elmas in central midfield. It's not a good thing to have Elmas in the central midfield, man. So it's something that you have to bear in mind. You're going to play this game and you want to watch the highlights. You see what I mean later. Because you're going to sometimes see the wide centre back get the ball. He's going to dink one. The wide centre back is actually a good idea on the left hand side of the pitch. Because you got inverted winger going. Right? So you got inverted winger attacking the opposite flank. So the wide centre back, that makes sense. On the right flank, no. Right flank, I would play a ball playing defender, stay wider. Here, wide centre back, yeah, to some extent, I'd agree. But this is quite an aggressive tactic. On the left, oh, this is going to be very, very nice. Okay, wide centre back is going to push up all the way. Because these guys are holding up the ball, wide centre back is going to get up. Let's watch the game and watch the transitions. If I play wide wing back support in a 4-4-2, well, what should be my midfield combination? I can't use a ball. I can use the same combination. Yeah, it's fine. Box to box and Carrello, wingbacks going out the pitch. They got plenty of support options. Just make sure that your players keep the ball. You're looking, but that is a tactic that's looking at creating a lot of goals from crosses. That's a problem. So I wouldn't do that. I mean, box to box is fine for both sides actually. Then you can have more internal play, work ball into box, right? Then you add work ball into box. Have like a up front, you have like a DLF on support, a shadow striker, maybe a advance forward, and then do a bit more focused play through the middle. Then play slightly, don't play super narrow, play slightly, don't play wide. Whatever you do not play wide. Yeah, don't play wide. So you want a lot more movement internally, right? Okay, all right. I mean, not bad. I have a similar setup with one of my 4-4-2s. It's quite nice. It's quite good. This is quite a good setup. But just bear in mind what I suggested about the role, right? And what can happen. Okay, we got Zielinski here. Now, when Zielinski goes, Zielinski is on his own. So where's Pessina? I think they have a Pessina in this team. I think so. Where's Pessina? Diego Dam. Okay, we got Pessina here. Okay, that may work. So you got Koulibaly. Oh my God, Koulibaly. No. We play Koulibaly, we're asking for trouble. Okay, maybe we'll play him. Cristiano Berkey as the white centre back. Who else do we have? Stuart Dallas. Can he play as a white centre back? Oh, he can't. I mean, we can play Hibiragi here, I think. Or Lupeto. Lupeto is a better option. Okay. Yeah, Lupeto is a better option. But he can't cross the ball. See, you're going to have, if a player has low cross, okay, when you play a wide centre back who's got good crossing, he'll cross the ball. When you play a wide centre back who's got bad crossing, he's going to try and pass the ball. That's the only slight difference. Pessina already on a yellow card. That was fast. But if you got get stuck in on by any chance, man, the guy went in straight away, took out somebody. Yeah, they call harder. The moment other things there, he went straight in, right? Chopped somebody's legs off, man. And we gave up a penalty. Okay, we're gonna very quickly tweet. I'm 1-0 down already. We will see a few more of the highlights. So you see all this BBB because we're using the testing total tactics tester at the moment. See, let's watch left. Cena, Mario Rui on his own loses a wing back on attack, right? Or wing back on support and wing back on attack. So he's gonna dribble like crazy. So if he can't take on players, that's what's going to happen. So he's a wingback on attack, CM on attack. Both of them are attacking. So wingback doesn't have a giver. Doesn't have where you give the ball to. So turn this guy into a box-to-box midfielder. Okay, done. First thing I'll do. Okay, you have to make a decision. Who's going to attack? One or the other. It can't be both. The wingback, otherwise the wingback is just against better opposition. When the wingback attacks, he's going to lose the ball. Well, it just happened against Liverpool. So we're going to make tweaks along the way and hopefully we don't lose by a scoreline that scares me. All right. Okay, so first up, now we're going to look at the transition again involving him. It should be improved now. Okay. Okay, this guy is not got an option. Okay, he's got the ball. When you play a back three, this guy is the most important player. Anticipation, jumping reach. The first thing you look for in that position. Okay. Again, lost the ball. Third goal. Ouch. Okay, ball playing defender, CD on defend. Okay, either that or you play libero. But he couldn't get the ball to anyone, right? So take more risks. Okay, I mean this group can't do this, right? Unless you have a world-class set of players here. This is just going to open up the center and allowing you to get slapped sideways. Okay, stop. Pause for a course. Okay. Okay, ding. Okay, just stop. All those instructions. Just choose this rule. Okay, you get all of that from this rule. Okay, all right. This is a roaming playmaker. So just find the right player for that. Got box to box. I got roaming. I got wide center back. Now we want this guy not to be a. Just do this. We come in here to this guy. Dribble S. Stay wider. We got a ball playing defender here. Now we got this guy going this way. This guy coming this way. Because this guy is launching up, right? Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll play Bustthenet as a roaming playmaker and Fabian as the box to box. I mean, we need somebody on, not on a yellow card, man, right now. Just want some slight improvement. Okay, wing back dribbling. At least he's got this player to play off. I mean, we are hoping for a miracle of sorts, but I think we just want to make sure Liverpool doesn't score any more goals. But something tells me they're gonna keep scoring. Yep. Yeah, we're not looking at set pieces today. I think his anticipation is 15. Yeah, put him here. This guy's anticipation is 17. It's even better. Sorry. Okay. We'll just do it this way. Okay, everything is too far away. Okay, bump. No whip crosses. Don't do that. No work ball into box. You're going to lose the ball. No underlap. Okay, remove all that. You don't need underlaps. See, those underlaps are killing the tactic right now, right? Because these guys are so far away, nobody can reach them, right? So we're going to remove the underlaps altogether. I mean, it's nice to have an underlap, right? But if you want to do an underlap, have somebody holding up the ball somewhere. Like, don't give them an option because they're going to hold up the ball for somebody to get inside. So if you want to do an underlap, there's one way of doing the underlap, right? We can even do this. Why center back on attack? You can't do that. 100%. If you wanted to have those wide center backs come from the inside like this, we're just gonna try we're gonna try different versions of back three systems. Okay, so we'll just try a few back three systems. There's so many ways of setting this up. Okay, I'll show you a few ways. Okay, so like this one way, the Wi-Fi 2-3. But if you don't have the players, why you struggle? That's it. But what if you didn't have very good players, and then what you're looking at is taking advantage of the narrow meta? And you play like something like inverted wingbacks. They come inside, right? So they help you keep the ball a lot more effectively. So we made simple changes. We're still using the same setup, right? Our tactic is using the same setup, but we made simpler changes. See, wide center back attack. This guy's on support. This is only attack duty. This guy's also an attack duty, but this guy's a roaming playmaker. We can anchor one side of the pitch now. Yeah. We anchor one side and we let one side go. So we anchored the left where we attacking down the right. So it's an option to consider. So far, we're playing a lot better since we changed the system. So like I said, now you got white centre back on attack, right? Wing back on support. So we kind of have a bit going on here. Right? We gotta take this guy off and play with somebody else. Who do we play, man? Who do we have? Lorenzo. I don't know if he can play in the center of midfield. IMR, yeah, possibly. Not that expensive. A hit. Okay. I'm just putting a player there who's got some attributes. I'm not necessarily think he's the best at it, but looking at our bench, we don't have many options. He went up, did the right thing. You definitely want the CD with the best anticipation. Much better now. Right, we're not making it easy for Liverpool to score goals anymore. It's a lot better, see. So that's one option you have with the tactic. Okay, this is one option, right? So you can set up a race. You got other options as well. So you can play this guy is like a white centre back as well on defense, right? So he just stays wider. Now we got like a wing back, so we can play a wing back on attack, right? Yeah, so he's gonna go up and attack. Okay, definitely put option. I would probably have counter press. Yeah. Okay, so this is one other way of doing it. Box to box, roaming playmaker, wingback attack, one other way. I think it's a bit better than just launching those wingbacks up the pitch. Okay, but I will show you a way to play with very attacking wingbacks after this. Right, so let's just get past this. There's one way to do it with very attacking wingbacks. All right, so we didn't concede a goal, right? We conceded only in the first before we changed the tactic. After that, we look at the tactic before and after, we scored a goal. We play a lot better after I tweaked the tactic. All right, let's look at this tactic. What else can we do? Now, if I had a weaker team, right, I'd probably do something like this. Or maybe not on attack. I'll probably play them on support. Okay, play them on support. I'll have these two in the center. I can play them as CM on supports as well. Right, play on support. I can do this. Right. Let's play both these advanced forwards. This guy can be a shadow striker. Okay, let's see what happens when you do it this way. Okay, no underlap. I mean, we don't play an underlap. We can work more towards. We can play our defense, focus play to the middle. Okay, counter press. Yeah, play high up. We can do like a mid block. Use tighter marking. Yeah, we can do tighter marking. Prevent short goal distribution can work. All right. Okay. All right. Now let's quick pick. Okay. Here I will probably come in here, do this. Mark tighter the opposition player. Okay. Now, because inverted wingback is gonna come in, right? There are going to be players that are gonna do that. Those pass into space. Right? I don't want these guys to be affected by pass into space. If I choose to use pass into space, I don't want them affected. Now, these two players can be CM on support, but you can ask them to move into channel. Right? They will go in between players. Right? You can just ask them to hold on to their position. I mean, we'll just try something like this. This is kind of safe. There are other ways of doing this. Okay, so move into channels, take few risks. Okay. This guy, take few risks, move into channels. Okay, done. Okay, these two. Okay, so they're gonna come because this guy's coming this way. I can get these guys to go into the spaces here. Now, this player should be the ball playing defender. This player should be a ball playing defender. Okay. And this guy can be a central defender on defense. But why now? This guy is taking risks. Okay. So he can take, we can play CD on defense, take more risks. Either I play CD on defense, who can take more risks with the ball. That means he's gonna occasionally try those passes, right? Okay. He's staying wider. So now these two guys can occasionally do this passes through the lines, right? Okay. This guy can be a ball playing defender. Okay. Now let's go to the next day. Next match. This is just one other way of doing it, right? This is not a bad way of doing it. So like when you want to play like narrow and you want to attack, so you can do this with a 4-1-3-2, you can do this with a 4-2-3-1, you can do this with a 5-2-3, you can do this with all of them, but the methodology is the same, right? So first thing you want to do, make sure you don't have every single jackass playing with risky passes. The reason why is these are all through passes, through balls, right? This is pass into space, basically. Okay, so you're looking for them to play the safer pass. What you can also do here is come inside here, lock them into shorter passing. So how do you lock these players into shorter passing? So you go to team. Where's team? Go to balance mentality first. And this is how you do it, right? Go to balance mentality. It's on standard already. We come to these guys. See the passing now? Wait, hold on. How come I can't change the passing? Yes, I do something while I was sleeping. Wing back. There we go. Okay, now I got shorter passing. Yeah, pass it shorter. But I gotta work around this a bit. Okay, inverted wing back. Dribble less. Take few risks. Okay, pass it shorter. Okay, come in here. Go back. Wing back. Support. Dribble less. I don't know if this is gonna affect it, right? Yeah. See, when you do take few risks, right? It's already a shorter passing. Okay. Yeah, I don't trust SI. Right? I don't trust the UI. I've never trusted the UI because the UI always has a habit of screwing me over. So I don't know. Sometimes there are UI bugs. I don't know if this is gonna kick in. Does this change things? I don't know. Since FM12, the UI has had issues, right? So I don't trust the UI entirely. Yeah. So sometimes I choose that because I won't assume that it's working all the time until I see it when I'm playing the game. Okay. All right, so we got the players in. So who we got? I think we can play Jesus here. Jesus. Oh man, concentration. I mean, we need somebody. Okay, we just need defenders. Okay. Okay. All right, we quick pick again. All right, so we got Koulibaly, Bremer, and Brahmi. Okay, that's not too bad. Lorenzo. Okay. We turn this guy into a wingback and support. Forgot that. Okay, done. So now we got these two players. He's taking more direct passes. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Close out more and tackle harder. I'm going to remove. Take few risks. Okay, we got one guy doing all the risks. Okay, what we can do with this guy? Shoot less often. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, Osimhen, Shilinsky, CM on support, inverted wingback. There are several roles I could use. I could use CM also. And the reason why I'm using CM also is I can customize the role. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay. Now we are playing on extended highlights. Yeah, I saw your tactics, right? Covered that very early. Okay, so you're playing very narrow. When Napoli looking a bit strange. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're speeding it up. It starts with the ball that's looking good. Okay, see what my inverted wingbacks are doing? This is the two CMs, right? Where my inverted wingbacks is still here. Okay, that's what they did. Shorter pass. That's what I wanted. Okay. I don't want them to take a longer pass. I want them to take a shorter pass. You can do other things as well to encourage it. What is the other thing you can do? Play narrow. But we're also playing focus play to the middle. So this is going to encourage us. We got narrow width. Bang. Okay, you're going to take the play on. Blue inside. Simple pass. One touch into the box. Shot on target. Okay. But you have to understand the reason why we did all the changes. Okay. You have to understand exactly why. It's a very specific changes you've asked your team to do. Okay. Because it's the same principle with all the narrow systems I'm playing right now. Every narrow system works on the same principle. Okay. All right. So you got these two roles, right? Okay. Inverted wingers are coming, but why do the inverted wingers come here? They don't, right? They stay wide, right? Okay. Look at this. We drop this a bit more. Now we take the mentality, we shift it. You can play on balance, you can play on positive. Okay. Distributors can roll it out, you can distribute, you can throw it long. It's entirely up to you, depending on the press. Usually when it comes to throw it long and roll it out, it's press related entirely. You choose throw it long when you're facing the high press. You should roll it out when you want to work out of. I mean, you're very confident you want to draw teams to your players. There we go. Perfect. So he takes a shot because you told him, take few risks. Okay, now we can add something else. So focus play to the middle, work ball to box, low cross. Pass into space, right defense. I mean, yeah, less crosses. Okay, why did I have work ball into box? I want less crosses. Why I want pass into space? I want through balls. Why have I played focus play to the middle, squish the center a bit more? With the two CMs, right? So all over Real Madrid at the moment. Why CMs? Because I want a I just want a simpler rule. That I can, PI the crap out of. I mean, unfortunately, we consider a set piece goal, but I mean, this is how I play. So now we got the last bit. We only have the last bit right now, which is you can remove this so it slows down, but sometimes you get crosses. Right? If you have players that can do that, then fine. Okay, pass into space, roll it out, counter press, prevent shot, use tighter marking. I probably remove this, and we can definitely play laser. Oh, shish kebabs. Let's go all the way, man. That's my mistake just now. So this becomes like a very attacking setup. You can do the same. We can push the guys up. You can play them. You can have like a shadow striker, the DLF on support as well if you wanted. Yeah, but that would simply be it. Because we had a few good chances we could have scored, right? Look at that. This is the XG. This is our XG. We had a very good chance to score early on. We didn't. Similar XG to the opponent. Looking at the way we set up our three defenders like this, are wing backs. Yeah. I mean, an improvement I can make to this is probably to play one holding role, but I don't like the idea. I want a double pivot. I want a moving pivot. So either I play CM on support or I play roaming playmakers. But I will not play DLP on support in this setup because this is very, very aggressive. Right. But you can what do? We have one CM on support, right? One playing risky passes, the other not. So it goes inside, there we go. There's one of them is playing risky passes, the other isn't. But defensively, we're not that bad. Looking at transitions, every pass is inside. And then we've got 1-2 players, just only 1 or 2 players playing those kind of balls. So it's looking good. There we go. One goes up. He plays one simple one. Okay, that's not too bad. What an attempt, boy, from the player. That was sweet. Okay. So far, so good. I mean, I like what I'm seeing at the moment. I really like what I'm seeing. Yep, we got our equalizer. But it won't count. Oh man, you robbed us, man. You robbed us. So yeah, if we have Shadow Striker, CM. Simple. No rocket. There's no like funky dories in this tactic. Inverted wing back, inverted CD, CM. Yeah. But you need fast. You need like this kind of setup. You don't play with. Please don't play with slow players. You got to have fast players, right? You need fast players. You need fast strikers. You need that shadow striker, strong mentals for this kind of system. So you're looking at speed and mentals in the final third, and that was easy, peasy. AF shadow striker. Remember, right? Your advanced forwards need the press. And then what do we have on them? Shoot more often. Shoot more often. I mean, you can shoot more often, and you can have just leave it unchecked. I don't understand why people shoot less often, but you can do shoot less often if you want, but this is fine. Yeah. I probably would do something even more left field. I don't see a lot of people doing this. Mark Tighter. You know what Mark Tighter does, right? When they play out from the back, right? Sometimes you see the two boys still sitting with the defenders. And that is very annoying. Then they have to run all the way back, right? So sometimes it's kind of cool. Yeah. That's kind of cool because the opposition got no passing options at all. So this other way you can. This is the narrow. I'm playing to the narrow meta all the way. Where everything is set up for the narrow meta. Pass into space, you remove. That's very important. That's the first thing you do. Okay, because you don't want every player doing it. Because as you dial up the mentality, you get more creative freedom. So what you do? Be more disciplined. Drop the tempo. Okay. When you go very attacking, you automatically put this up. If you want the hardcore, there's another thing about this game that a lot of people don't know. When you play on higher mentalities, your creative freedom goes up. What does creative freedom do? Creative freedom is affecting the decisions attribute to some extent. So it makes a player process more possibilities when he wants to make a decision, right? So he might have, instead, when you play with Be More Expressive, you're telling a player, hey, consider 20 possible outcomes, choose the best one. When you play Be More Disciplined, you're telling a player, consider only 10 from your toolkit and then choose the best one. So sometimes when you play with a very good team, you want to be more disciplined. Right? But what mentality does is mentality actually pushes the underlying creative freedom even higher. So as you raise mentality, CF goes up. When CF goes up, players are given more liberty on the ball. Right? So it can be dangerous. Now, problem with this playing with Be More Expressive is this. Right? When you play with Be More Expressive, sometimes players, especially if you've got a lot of roaming roles, right? Be very careful of that combination. Very careful. If you got a lot, this is why I didn't want to play the you can play with 2 roaming playmakers. If I had 2 roaming playmakers, I definitely won't touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'll probably go Be More Disciplined. It's not bad. So that's basically it, man. So those are the setups. All right, guys. So we've done a few tactics. We're going to look at the Discord. See any more? I don't think so. We covered all the tactics. We ended up doing more or less like a bit of a workshop, man. Tactics. I kind of love this. In fact, to be honest with you guys, right, I enjoy this more. I enjoy when I'm with you guys, talking with you guys, and you ask me questions and we go experimenting, right? Maybe we should do more streams like this. What do you think? Like, we come up with an idea, really left field idea. Let's make a tactic or something, right? And then we try, we tweak it, and then we come up with something. I actually like that. That's a part of the game I love the most. I love that a lot. So I do that a lot. In fact, right now I'm doing this with one of my tactics, right? So I'm doing this. This is the 4-4-2 crazy. It works, no? So this actually didn't start with me. It started with Tim. Tim, I don't know if you guys on Discord know him, but he sent me this. So I basically was working with him, trying to improve his game. So he came up with this tactic, and I put into the tactics tester. He won the average league. He won the underdog league. He won the balance league, a 4-4-2. No? He came in 5th in the elite league. So I'm trying to tweak it, but it's not playing a very attacking. So I'm gonna leave the AI to do what it does. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna come back to this quick pick, and then go on holiday until the end of the season, because the other managers are holidaying to the end of the season. So I just want to see what it does, man. So choose 22nd May the 13th and see what happens. Hey, hold on. What are they using? I don't want to do that, man. Come on. Go back to this guy again. I want him to use this tactic. Okay, all right, okay. I just want to see it. Yeah, they're using the very attacking version as well. So I'm just curious. I will go and see my son. I'm going to pick up my son and hang out with him. It's already 9 o'clock, so I got a few hours with him at least. San Miguel Beer. You're in Oh my goodness, you're in Mallorca. What a holiday, man. I keep winning my league, but can't win Champions League. Any suggestions? Okay, obvious one is, of course, get better players. But if you can't win the Champions League, chances are the teams you're playing against slightly better. So you need to come up with a tactic or a plan to play against them. So sometimes I am very, very attacking. I'm very attacking even when I play away from home. But when I go away from home, I'm not safe. No, I play very attacking football. So what I would suggest you do when you play against these sides in Champions League, right? Play a very attacking using the Iron Maiden strategy, which is like away from home, right? You man mark their fullbacks. They're playing a 4-3-3. You man mark their fullbacks with your wingers. You keep them in check until they become tired. So you might be using your second-rate fullbacks, right? Your second-rate wingers to do the job. And then once they get tired, you bring on your best players. You bring on the 2 wingers who can take them on. Then you bring them on and you remove the mark-specific position, and then you attack them. And that's how I managed to beat a lot. That's how I normally play against teams like Liverpool, Real Madrid in the Champions League. This tactic is getting slapped. That's for sure. Yeah, we're trying the very attacking version, man. You must be a coffee grinder or Joey Ponstar. Don't, man. I cannot name my tactic Joey Ponstar. That's terrible. Porn star can. Porn star, I know what we'll do. We'll name it after a famous porn star. That's what we'll do. One of my tactics will be named after a very famous porn star. So y'all have to think of give, but please don't name it in the chat, man. After that, we might get this chat might get flagged. So I thank everybody for popping in today's stream. I need to rush. I need to go and see my son and pick him up. So I thank everybody for sending your tactics. I hope this helped. And if you have any more questions, Friday, right? Friday, we shall catch up again, man. And Jahid, have fun. Have fun in Mayuka. Sipping your San Miguel beer, enjoying the sunshine. Man, you're having a good time. Okay, guys, stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Thanks once again for all your support. Bye-bye.